How you doing?
I'm good. I hope I have a solution to my sagging iPad. Let's hope. Alrighty.
Did you get a new frame?
I got something, and I thought it would be simple, but it wasn't. So here we are. But we're gonna
Okay,
hopefully.
it's perfect so far. We'll get to the questions that either I came up with, the people have messaged me, or the journalists have given me. So as
All
of Monday,
right.
all people 12 and over have to show proof of vaccination at arenas, community centers, and things like that. Have you seen any issues come up for the
We
unvaccinated trying to get in?
No, we haven't yet, in fact. And of course, our staff had to begin to show their vaccination certificates or a negative test beginning on November 1st as well. So
Okay.
there have only been some minor issues, but everything's resolved.
Okay. Is there any enforcement then at the doors if people aren't vaccinated, or is everybody vaccinated in the MHL?
I'm sorry, at the rec centers or at the
Yeah.
hockey?
Rec centers and
Yeah, so
and
there is like an ambassador checking for proof of vaccination before you come in. Absolutely.
okay,
Yeah,
cool.
you have to show your proof of vaccination to come in.
Okay. How many city employees do you know have not been vaccinated? Do you have those stats?
So this last set of stats I saw was over 90% had been fully vaccinated,
Okay.
other than we were still collecting data from two groups, our ATU, which is our My Way drivers, and our part-time staff, but that was more an issue of um, their varied work schedules and the shift work nature of their employment. So we extended the period of time so that they too could disclose to us. So those numbers we should have in for Friday. But what I'm hearing, things are looking very good.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
You heard about the minimum wage increase.
Yes.
What does this mean for? Does this mean anything for the city of Mississauga and their staff and the budget?
Yeah, we're looking at that right now because, of course, that just came in, but there may be part-time employees who earn, the younger ones that earn minimum wage, which would increase for them. So that's great news.
Okay.
It's a good move. I celebrated it on Twitter. I thank the government for the initiative. Does it go well? Everyone would like more. Everyone would like the living wage, but let's thank them for this. One step at a time. We'll say thank you very much for this initiative. They've increased the minimum wage, and it's a good thing. And so we'll say thank you. And tomorrow we'll remind them that we'd still like more.
So I know that there was stats that came out showing that the living wage in Peel is $20 an hour.
That's
Uh,
correct. Or 1980,
yeah,
1960 or 1980, almost $20. That's right.
yeah,
In City of Toronto, it's about $22.
yeah. So do you think should the minimum wage reflect that, or?
Well, we're all moving towards that eventually, hope, but we're not there yet, unfortunately.
Okay.
So, mhm.
Awesome. I got this from one of our writers. Peel Regional Police is asking for a dozen more officers and almost a 5% budget increase this year. Why increase during a pandemic when stats show that crime is going down?
Mhm. Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the police budget. I hope I made that very clear when we were moving it at the last police board meeting last Friday. There was at least the third meeting that we had vetted the budget, and they came in initially at over a 7.5% increase proposal. And we said, no, that's way too much. But the reality is, it's because of union and contract agreements, that it's where we need to be. It's only a 1% increase over and above union contract commitments, shall we call it, and some investment in technology and the 26 new officers, but there are also 6 civilians that we're eliminating. So there was a bit of a trade-off. And then, of course, the board likes to look at the cops by pop ratios. And we're the lowest of all the large cities in Canada with our ratios of the number of police officers by population. So that's something we're acutely aware of. But we always say, but they're very capable, they're very competent. The solvency rate is the highest, which is great. And, we continue to want to invest in technology as well for them, and that continues to be expensive. So there was a very fine balance of, we want to increase police officers, boots on the ground, the cops to pop ratio. We want to continue to invest in technology, but it's still COVID. We still may have operational deficits if there isn't any more restart funding for this year, but I'm very hopeful that there will be. And maybe we'll learn about it on Thursday, because of course the fall economic statement is being released on Thursday. So all in all, I think that we hit a very good balance. A very good balance from what was the original proposal versus what we approved, based on the need in our community to increase the number of police officers in the community. We did eliminate some, as I said, civilian positions and meet the contract obligations that we have, and add a few more officers, boots on the ground. So we did, the first time we saw it, we said, oh no, that's too much. Let's go back and take another look at that. So I think we're in the right place, and we all supported it, and we'll support it when it comes to Peel Region.
Is the body cams being worn, is that part of last year's budget? And is that
that was part of the capital budget, and certainly those are being rolled out, right? And there's the pilot at the airport right now, and then it'll be rolled out more broadly. It's continuously being rolled out.
Okay. I know you were busy this morning. You're at the Bombardier new manufacturing plant for jets, I believe, at Pearson Airport. $500 million.
I certainly was. Yeah, $510 million, rather. $510 million, $500 million. And yeah, and brand new state-of-the-art facility being built, so that Bombardier will build private jets. And it'll bring another 2,000 jobs to Mississauga. So we are really thrilled with this announcement. And, I did see a couple of questions on social media, but we are not providing any subsidies whatsoever. And as far as I know, I don't think any level of government is. We are not.
Okay.
City of Mississauga is not. So it's very exciting news for us. It does make us the largest aerospace sector by employment in the country. Nice. So it's very, very good news for us to have Bombardier move to Mississauga from Downsview.
Cool. What kind of jobs can we see there?
They're highly skilled jobs. They're manufacturing aircraft, right? And aircraft components and jets.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. Mm-hmm. So here's a question I got from one of the writers. Mississauga was among the final 7 cities vying to be named Intelligent Community of the Year. Winnipeg won? How did Winnipeg win?
No, and this was the 7th time I think that Winnipeg was on the list as a finalist. Yeah. And so I guess, maybe this was our first time, and it'll take a couple more, but we put a lot of effort into that, actually. I know I met with them. I taped some videos to launch the conference and did the closing as well. And, I know that all my IT staff were showing them all the features of what makes us a smart city and how we're becoming smarter. And, it's all the great initiatives that we have going on in the city of Mississauga. But, congratulations to Winnipeg. They've won this year, and then they've been on the finalist list for a number of years. So great. Maybe you just don't win the first time, but we'll continue to keep trying. Pardon?
What's the criteria for this Smartest City Award?
Yeah, well, we don't know exactly. I mean, they evaluate based on, they compare you to all the initiatives going on in all the cities that are the top finalists, and select the winner. But I thought we had it. So fingers crossed, we'll be in the running again next year, I hope.
What can we learn from Winnipeg?
Keep trying.
So, the question I get the most is about New Year's. We last week we talked about New Year's Eve, and literally we got like 150 messages asking me what's going on, and I'm like, I don't know.
So I'm very hopeful we're going to have some good news for you very soon. Very, very hopeful. I've seen an initial staff report that talks about a number of events and activities. Some of them are things that you would enjoy a lot, but it'll have to come to council, and council will discuss and vote on it. So I don't want to preempt anything. There'll be a discussion and probably get tabled. Well, this is a GC, so not next week, maybe in 2 weeks.
Okay.
It's tomorrow is a general committee. It's not on tomorrow's agenda, and the following week is the council. So probably in 2 weeks will come for review. But I think you'll be happy. The staff are, planning to have something that we consider safe, but fun as well for families.
One of
I'm
the
cautious.
Mayor Brown mentioned that they're going to have bans and fireworks in Brampton. Is that something that Mississauga's going to do? Fireworks?
So that is something being considered, and that will come to our council. And that I have some councillors that love fireworks, so
Yeah.
there's a good chance if we have the budget for it. Some of the other initiatives do take time to organize and book talent. So I don't know how far we will go, because of course this is you couldn't plan this ahead of time because there was so much uncertainty.
Yeah.
When case counts, hospitalization rates, etc. And we're in a good place right now. I think we only had 16 cases today, and things are looking more stable in the hospitals. That's the number I was waiting for today, but I don't have it yet for you. So, but things are improving. So we're keeping our fingers crossed. But we couldn't book talent because you'd be subject to penalty fees and whatever. So there was too much uncertainty to plan large events. A few months ago, when was the time to plan them and organize them, and including Santa Claus parades, etc. Right? You have to book bands and create floats, and there's a lot of organization involved, right? And here it is November, and this would proceed in 4 to 6 weeks, right? So it's little time to embark on a very large scale event.
So one of the questions right here is tree lighting. Is that going to happen this year?
That is happening. If I can recall the date, I want to say it's the 20th. I think it's the 20th, and I'm scheduled to be there. I could probably even.
That's the same date as you being on Saturday Night Live.
Light up the square. Light up the square is 7 p.m. on Sunday the 20th, and I will be there.
Okay. Awesome. Cool. So that's how, and it's open to the public. People can go. Last year, I remember it was only you.
I know. Yes, it will be open.
It'll be open to the public. Tree lighting. Okay. Awesome. So, and maybe we could have the Saturday Night Live on the screens there with seemingly you.
There's an idea.
But it's
an idea. It's cold on Saturday night. Like, imagine Saturday night sitting outside. It doesn't start till 11:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's true. Show up the next day all day.
Very dark and very cold, I would expect. When's he doing it? Is it soon?
It's the same day as the tree lighting, unfortunately.
Yeah, but mine's, we're at 7. That's not till 11:30.
Yeah, so the same day, November 20th. So, okay. Yeah. My son is asking movies next year. Is it going to happen? I know you asked in council.
Could be. I know. I always try to ask for him. Mm-hmm.
So, how are the COVID numbers in Mississauga? And I know
there were only 16 today, I think. Let me just check.
Oh.
I can probably come up with those today quickly. Yeah, I think here it is. Case counts today was 6. Beg your pardon. Woo. 6 in Mississauga, only 2 in Brampton, 3 in Caledon. So very good news. Very good news.
So I know last news.
I think it was 422 in the province and 3 deaths. So things are really stabilizing, which is great. But this is the first time I think I've seen single digits. We've had low double digits, but this is first time I saw single digits. But this isn't, this is not what I lose sleep about. What I lose sleep about, and last week when we spoke, it was the case counts were stable. The hospitalization rates were high.
Are the hospitalization rates still high in the Mississauga?
I was trying to get that number for you, and unfortunately it didn't come in, but I think they've stabilized.
Okay. And I know you mentioned over the last couple of weeks some neighborhoods of concern about vaccination rates. Have they, are they?
We're working on it. I think we're over 83% fully vaccinated now, and there were just some neighborhoods, the ones I mentioned to you, don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but I think they were Rathburn, it was Mississauga Valley, Fairview, Dixie Bloor, I think Cooksville. Those were their vaccine rates were under the city average and under the provincial average. So we were trying to get them up a bit. And I know they were sending the Vax van in and opening up pop-up clinics in those areas to encourage people to get vaccinated. Oh, I got a message. We're over 84% fully vaccinated now.
Nice. And then we have to get to 90, right? 6 more percent.
Minimum 90. I mean, if we can get over 90, that'll be great, right? Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Those are all the questions I have. Do you have anything you'd like to add or say or anything like that? Or you want me to give you
Oh wow, I get to do a commercial? How interesting. So I'm looking forward to the fall economic statement on Thursday because of course Mississauga has a lot of asks and we're hopeful for further restart funding. We would like money for public health costs, right? And we have some, regulatory changes that we have requested with respect to the way we raise the airport payment in lieu of taxes. So we're looking for some specific things in the economic statement on Thursday. So keeping our fingers crossed that there will be investment in cities and certainly more safe restart funding for those of us that are still carrying deficits from COVID. And the cities with the largest deficits are also those cities that have the largest transit networks, let's be honest. So Toronto, Mississauga, probably Brampton, maybe Markham, Ottawa would, London, Hamilton, those cities with the largest transit networks will have the largest deficits because that's where we were hit the hardest. So those are the kind of funding announcements we're looking for, but hopefully things are stable. And of course, cities are also waiting to be repaid in the area of the public health costs, all the costs that we absorb for, what we did to organize all the vaccine clinics and do the testing and then the vaccines, et cetera. We had to, of course, hire a lot of additional people in public health. So those are some of the types of costs that we'll be looking to recover.
Okay.
So we're looking very carefully at it's 4 o'clock on Thursday. We're all keenly going to sit by and watch every line item.
Now, are you looking for a certain amount? Or just...
Well, certainly, whatever we were looking for contributions to allay our operational deficit, the vast majority of it is related to transit.
Okay. I know we talked about this before too, and it's a little bit inside baseball in regards to the per head count that you get when somebody flies into Pearson. And obviously during the pandemic, you got obviously that went down. Is that part of it?
That's one of our largest asks. Okay. And specifically, we want the 5% cap eliminated because it doesn't allow us to get back to 2019 levels of funding for 35 years as a result of the 5% cap. So our view very much is when the airport suffers and they have declining passengers as a result of nobody traveling, we will suffer as well. That's only fair. But when they build back, we would like to build back at the same rate. But we're only permitted to build back at 5% per year. Okay. And we know that there were only 10% of people flying during COVID 2020 and 2021. But we think next year there'll probably be 30 or 40%, but meanwhile, we can only go up 5% per year.
True. Okay.
So we calculated that it will take us 35 years to go back to 2019 funding levels.
You're educating the public right now.
Well, it's, as you say, this is a little bit insider baseball based on the way we calculate and receive our taxes from the airport, because it's not a property tax, it's a payment in lieu of. It's a formula that was created, and for whatever reason at the time, they put a cap on the amount that we could increase it each year. And I think each and every year the airport has exceeded the 5% growth number that we were expecting, because they're growing so exponentially with the people's desire to continue to travel abroad. So the 5% cap was kind of arbitrary and never justifiable. And now we're saying it's time to go. And it's a very important one for us, because that will leave a very large hole in my revenue stream.
I hope you guys get it. Well, I hope we get it.
Yeah. We'll be watching very closely, very, very closely.
Cool. Last thing, I guess, F45, you doing it today?
I did it. Let's see, I've been doing it too much. So I'm a bit sore today because I went Friday, Sunday, and Monday. So I took a break today, but I'll go tomorrow. I just feel great when I do it, even though we did some different things yesterday and now my shoulders are
Yeah, I'm 100%ing every time you do it. So
I saw that. I didn't post it yesterday or Sunday, but I did do it.
Nice. So I'm back playing hockey at Iceland, which is great.
Excellent. Isn't that great? Yeah, I did go to the home opener for GTHL hockey.
Nice.
We had, let's see, a Markham team, a Vaughan team, a Toronto team, Toronto Titans, and the Mississauga Senators were there. So I was cheering for them. There's the Kings, the Titans, the Senators, and there was one other, I forgot. Anyway, so we had dropped the puck up in North Toronto the other
Yeah.
2 nights ago.
Awesome.
Monday night. Oh, it was last night.
Yeah, today's Tuesday. Yeah.
It was Monday night. It was last night we dropped the puck. Yeah, I went up and did that and cheered on the team. It's great to have hockey back.
Oh yeah.
Really great to have sports back. Just the way I like F45. I mean, our kids have been deprived of organized leagues, organized sports for, I think somebody told me it was 600 days now with COVID.
Wow, crazy. Yeah. There's the weird thing about hockey is that there's X's in the dressing rooms of where you can sit. So, anyways.
Is that right? So yeah, you still need to keep your space. Yeah. Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, Mayor Crombie, I'm going to give you 6 minutes back.
Thank you so much. That's lovely.
I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.